Statistics have been released for Cal Poly. Coming up on Mustang News, find out how safe our campus is. Our new ASI president talks about his goals for the upcoming school year. And the Mustang Way makes its way around the world. Mustang News is next.
Broadcasting from Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, you're watching Mustang News.
I'm Alexis Chakouti. And I'm Katie McDermott. You're watching our weekly half-hour broadcast of Mustang News. All 17 Interfraternity Council organizations are officially off of suspension. They were put on suspension after the IFC failed to finalize their judicial policies mandated with the end of deferred recruitment. The IFC says that the policies did not get ratified on time because the university's legal team brought up issues with their wording. The new policies ratified by the IFC cover alcohol and new members to reduce liability with the university.
If something were to happen, this loss prevention, this judicial policy is just, that sort of that go-to for how we deal with things.
The IFC fraternities start recruitment next week. They expect 400 to 500 students to rush. Enrollment is up and crime is down. Denzel Quarterman takes a look at the latest Cleary report.
With record amounts of students attending Cal Poly this year and the largest incoming freshman class in Cal Poly history, the University Police Department has definitely had its hands full dealing with more bodies than ever before. But Police Chief Hughes says that campus crime as a whole is going down.
It's been busy, however, crime-related, nothing unusual. As a matter of fact, I think we're seeing a little bit of a reduction of crime, which is reflected in our Cleary stats this past year.
The annual Cleary report is a requirement that is placed on every campus, fire, and education community that participates in federal aid funding. One of the mandates of this program is an annual report that gives a 3-year comparison of certain crimes that occur on campus, as well as policies on campus dealing with alcohol violations, missing students, and sexual assault policies.
If you are a survivor of a sexual assault or any type of sexual violence, we take that very seriously on campus. Obviously, the numbers in our Cleary report reflect no sexual assaults reported to us. Just because it shows a 0 statistic for crime of sexual assault reported on campus, that doesn't necessarily mean that a sexual assault hasn't occurred. It's very important that they talk to someone.
Denzel Quarterman, Mustang News.
UPD encourages students to be alert and to not hesitate to call 911 if they feel they are in any danger. Federal agencies are closing their doors. The federal government shut down this week, leaving some students wondering how it could impact them. One big concern? Federal financial aid. Cal Poly's Director of Financial Aid, Lois Kelly, says students will not feel the effects immediately. Both direct loan and campus-based aid programs have already been funded. The longer it takes the government to resolve their partisan issues, the worse it will get for students.
How? Even the discussion of shutdown and debt limit could put at risk the value of our dollar, which is the reserve currency for the world. And if the dollar should be compromised, then you could face a depression, not a simple recession.
There is currently no set resolution date. A memorial for Cal Poly students who died since spring quarter last year will be held October 7th. Friends and family are invited to gather at 6 p.m. in the UU Plaza next Monday for the memorial. Check mustangnews.net for more information. The death of Cal Poly student Giselle Ayala is officially ruled as an accident. Ayala was discovered dead on a beach near UC Santa Barbara by joggers in April. In the coroner's report obtained by KSBY News, Ayala's cause of death is listed as blunt force trauma. Ayala suffered serious injuries, including broken ribs and a fractured skull, after apparently falling off a cliff. The toxicology report said she was intoxicated and had marijuana in her system at the time of her death. Ayala was visiting Isla Vista with friends during the weekend popularly known as Deltopia. The California State University could soon be working with lawmakers in Washington, D.C. The CSU is looking to collaborate with lawmakers on some controversial plans that would increase accountability in higher education. Those plans include the proposition to create a federal affordability rating for colleges and universities. If Congress approves the rating, it would influence the amount of federal funding colleges receive. CSU spokesperson Eric Fallis says such a rating could be beneficial to colleges that serve low-income students, like the CSU. And the CSU Board of Trustees has one less member after Peter Mias died this weekend. Mias died unexpectedly Saturday morning after suffering a heart aneurysm. He was heavily involved with education for more than 40 years. Throughout his career, he worked with Governor Duke Majian and former President George H.W. Bush. He also served 4 terms as the superintendent of Fresno County Schools. Mias had been on the board since 2007. He was 73 years old. There is a new policy looking over Cal Poly students' behavior off campus. Hear what offenses are now being monitored. Cal Poly has officially begun a voluntary program for students cited for off-campus behavior. The program is for first-time offenders and includes alcohol offenses and other off-campus citations.
What we're doing is continuing a tradition we've had of addressing off-campus alcohol infractions, and our goal here is to support and encourage safety and health and well-being on the part of for our students, and help students learn about their role in the community.
Students who choose to participate in the program can avoid punishments which include possible suspension and fines, among others. Some Cal Poly students question the need for this type of program.
Why should the school take it upon themselves to further punish that individual? That doesn't make sense to me.
Other students feel the program won't produce the results the university hopes for.
It's not going to stop anyone from, not doing it anymore. They're still going to do it if all they have to do is take a class.
The university is looking to hire someone for the Dean of Students office to take what is currently a pilot program and expand it further. The goal of the program is to stress an educational approach rather than a disciplinary one.
So most of the time it's people who have just made a wrong choice. They're aware of why they did it. They don't want it to happen again. So our goal is to support the students in changing that behavior.
The program includes a 90-minute workshop with an essay on topics such as personal health, safety, and community responsibility. Find out which Cal Poly program is being implemented in schools across the country.
Cal Poly is one of 60 schools.
And which Cal Poly professor you'll find rocking out on stage at local bars. Parents of the late Cal Poly student Carson Starkey have been working adamantly in the past several years to implement their Aware Awake Alive program in schools across the country. The program's mission is to provide communities with alcohol-related knowledge to help prevent the lives lost from alcohol poisoning. The CSU Board of Trustees are committed to adding the Aware Awake Alive program to the rest of CSU campuses, tentatively by November 1st.
There is legislation in place for amnesty or Good Samaritan laws that protects a person that may be helping someone that might be suffering from alcohol poisoning to really get the help for the person that needs help and not get into trouble.
Cal Poly is one of 60 schools nationwide that has adopted the program. For more information on the program, visit awareawakealive.org or mustangnews.net. Cedar Creek Apartments, a popular place for Cal Poly students to live, is stepping up security. Signs were posted all over the apartments warning students of the new security. Instead of one security guard that patrols at night, there are now 4. This change comes after a rowdy week of welcome, and residents say violence and vandalism have never been this bad.
It is different than last year because the doors being broken down never happened before, and the fights were a little out of control. There were fights before, but not nearly as bad as it was during WOW Week.
The new security system started on September 26th and will continue for the rest of the year. Professors hold office in, well, their office hours. But ASI President Jason Colombini is taking a different approach. Christina Favuzzi finds why he's out of the office.
ASI President Jason Colombini is holding office hours, but he's not in his office.
Well, we're on Dexter Lawn, and it's 12:10 to 2 p.m. is my Tuesday office hour. So I'm just hanging out here, just sit out on the lawn and If anyone stops by, chat about issues, whatever they want to talk about.
And with more than 5,000 new students on campus, he says he's looking forward to hearing new ideas.
We had a sign up during WOW Showcase and had a record 500 people sign up on the interest list.
So what are people asking, Mr. President?
Can the bike lane by the Center for Science and Math get repainted? Are they going to put in some more bike racks over there? And even though it's not something I can do directly, I at least was able to find out from the project manager, or find out from facilities, whoever that contact is, and then follow up with that student about it.
Some of the goals ASI student government has set for this year: grow and develop ASI, engage Cal Poly in the local community, and effectively represent all students. And Columbini's office hours are just one way of doing that.
We've had someone show up to every single office hour period, so it's good. I love being able to just talk to people and kind of hear what's going on.
Columbini will hold his office hours here on Dexter Lawn Tuesday afternoons, Monday mornings in the Avenue, and Thursday evenings in his office. Reporting on the Cal Poly campus, I'm Christina Favuzzi, Mustang News.
You can also submit your questions to student government representatives through a new online system on the ASI website. One of Cal Poly's most successful alumni is on campus today. The Performing Arts Center hosted the Chief Financial Officer of Apple, proud Mustang Peter Oppenheimer. Students of all majors came to hear more about what Oppenheimer calls the best company to work for in the world. In a phone interview with Mustang News, Oppenheimer said that his goal is to get the best and brightest of Cal Poly energized for Apple's recruiting this next week. He also told Mustang News that Cal Poly students thrive at Apple because of their learn by doing experience, their creativity, passion, and abilities. A Cal Poly student is the recipient of the CSU Trustee Award. Graphic Communications senior Juana Villa officially received the award last week. She shared some advice on how to be a successful student.
If you want a good grade, if you want to do something, just try it. You will never know what you're able to do until you try it.
And her hard work paid off. Juana moved to the U.S. 3 years ago from Tijuana, and she plans to graduate next year with a degree in graphic communication and a minor in packaging. One Cal Poly professor leads a double life. Taylor Phillips got a look at what she does when she's not on campus.
Organic chemistry professor by day, musician by night, we sat down with Kristen Meisenhower, or as our audience calls her, Kristen Black, to talk about her busy double life.
So I started out teaching at Cal Poly in 2000 as a lecturer. I had twin boys too, which kept me busy between that and teaching and playing music, because I'd be out till 1:30, 2 in the morning, and then have to wake up and be mom and, and have a job too.
Chemistry and music may seem like polar opposites, but for Meisenheimer, the two go hand in hand.
It helps me to probably be a little more creative too. I write some songs for my students to learn some concepts, which they reluctantly learn the songs, and they enjoy them, I think.
Her students are often surprised to hear Kristen Black's rock and roll style music.
So Meisenheimer is totally awesome and inspirational, because not only does she do chemistry, but she's a rock and roll band.
They tend to think it's going to be more folk music and are pretty shocked when I get up there with my electric guitar and play, and it's definitely not folk music.
To the best and drink to forget the rest.
Although she was busy, Meisenheimer found she needed both music and chemistry in her life.
So my music affects my teaching by just making me a happier person.
You can see Kristen Black play in local spots around SLO.
I'll be hitting the bar scene downtown, but right now it's mostly been kind of cafes and wineries.
I'm Taylor Phillips, Mustang News.
You can look for Kristen Black the next time you hit the downtown scene. And coming up next, we have Olivia DeGennaro with your weather. And find out which former Cal Poly Mustang will be playing basketball in Israel this year. So I know it's been really nice this past week. I just want to spend all of my time outside. Exactly. It's been so sunny. It's been a great week. Well, I guess we're going to find out what it's going to be like this weekend, because Olivia DeGennaro has your weekend weather.
That's right, ladies. We've had beautiful temperatures all week, and it's only going to heat up for the weekend. Heating up so much, in fact, that we're going to have a fire watch in effect and a hazardous weather advisory. That's because we're going to have dry and gusty winds coming into the Central Coast, bringing in above normal temperatures, and those peaking around 90 this weekend. But don't worry, it's going to cool down next week, and we're going to get our beautiful Central Coast weather back. Let's take a look at temperatures across the Central Coast. All right, in Paso Robles, we have 76, getting around 80 in North County. Los Osos, we have 67, Avila 70. It's around 76 here today, 75 in Lompoc, and around 76 in Santa Barbara. Let's look at your 5-day forecast. All right, well today we have a high of 76 degrees, which is beautiful weather. All week we're going to have lows near 50. In the weekend we're going to heat up to the mid to high 80s, peaking at 88 on Saturday. We're going to get an 85-degree high on Sunday and 82 on Monday, but it'll start to cool off around Tuesday. That's your weekend weather update. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Sounds like it'll be a good weekend for the beach. Thanks, Olivia. I have to say, I think it does. And on top of that, we have Lisa Diaz in the studio with us for a little bit of sports.
Thank you, Katie. It's going to be a great weekend for sports as well. Big West Conference play opens this weekend for both our men's and women's soccer programs. The Lady Mustangs fought through a tough preseason schedule on the road earlier this year and are more than ready to play at home this weekend. The Mustangs are highlighted by sophomore forward Elise Krieghoff, who scored 10 goals in the first 4 games of the season. On the men's side, the Mustangs have won 5 out of their last 6 matches and are ranked number 1 in the nation in goals scored this season.
They're a very good team, and now it's a new season, so everyone's 0-0. So I don't think the motivation is going to be a problem.
The Lady Mustangs will play on Friday at 5 p.m. and Sunday at noon. The men's soccer program will play on Friday at 8 p.m. and Sunday at 3. Cal Poly football will take on an Ivy League opponent for the first time ever this Saturday when the 18th ranked Mustangs play Yale. Cal Poly is coming off a come-from-behind road win against Portland State. This week, Cal Poly will be facing an offense that has earned over 1,100 total yards in their first 2 games. In the team's press conference, head coach Tim Walsh told the media how the Mustangs are preparing for Yale's high-octane offense.
Those guys are excellent players. Their offensive line is playing very well, and their tempo is very good. And they just have right now, you can just see they believe right now in what they're doing. And they've had 2 convincing wins against 2 teams that beat them a year ago, I think. I have a strong belief in our defense. I still think we're going to be a very good defensive unit. We just have to do it more often than maybe 2 quarters.
Cal Poly is the first team in the Big West Conference to face an Ivy League school. For the Q&A with the Yale Daily Press, visit mustangnews.net. Former Cal Poly standout Christina Santiago is packing her bags for Israel. Reporter Kim Westland has the story.
Christina Santiago is ready to continue her professional basketball career starting this Friday. Santiago has signed a new contract with the team in the Israeli Premier League.
It'll be Friday, so about 3 more days just to work out with my Cal Poly girls, and then head out and get after it in Israel.
Santiago traveled to Kansas City this summer to work out with some top trainers at a pro facility called Top Speed.
Basically, I wanted to get better on my lateral movements, quickness, and get stronger.
Last season, Santiago played overseas in Bulgaria, where she led her team to a championship and was also named the league MVP. She averaged 23 points and 9 rebounds in her first year as a professional.
I think it gave me a lot of confidence and momentum going into my pro career.
Santiago says she is a proud alumna and enjoys sharing Cal Poly around the world.
It's a pretty cool feeling being able to represent a school that doesn't have a lot of recognition worldwide.
But one thing Santiago says she's never lost is her love for the game.
Hanging out with kids after the game, signing autographs, and interacting with our fans and our sponsors, and that's been the greatest joy for me playing basketball.
But basketball isn't just a game for Santiago, it's a lifestyle. Kim Westland, Mustang News.
Santiago says Israel is one of the best leagues in the world and she's excited for her career to take off.
A unique art gallery comes to campus. Details ahead. And a popular alternative rock band is in town to perform. Stay tuned for Pollywood. Well, I know that there's some interesting things going on in the entertainment world around San Luis Obispo. Yes, definitely. It seems like it's heating back up with everyone back on campus. and the entertainment scene is definitely picking up.
Taylor Phillips is here to tell us what's going on in Pollywood.
Thanks, ladies. October's Art After Dark event is taking place Friday at the Performing Arts Center starting at 6 p.m. Image artist David Kreitzer will be showing a selection of his new paintings. Those wanting to attend are encouraged to start their trek at the PAC. Parking is available at the Grand Avenue structure. The Art After Dark tour continues in downtown San Luis Obispo. A free shuttle will run throughout the evening. The event is put on by the PAC Outreach Services, which provides arts and education opportunities to the public. Cal Poly Line Dancing is kicking off with their first barn dance of the year, Friday at Chumash Auditorium. The line dance will be giving lessons from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., and the barn dance itself will be from 9 p.m. to midnight. Be sure to get to the dance early since there is a 300-person limit. It will cost $5 for non-members to get in and free for members. Stomping, boots, and bare feet are not allowed. Friday, Slow Brew is hosting Louder Space, an alternative rock band of 4 Cal Poly students. This will be the 5th time Louder Space has played at Slow Brew, but the first time they are headlining. The band will be celebrating its 2-year anniversary on Friday starting at 7 o'clock. That's it for Pollywood this week. Back to you, ladies.
Thanks, Taylor. Well, today marks the grand opening of Yogurt Creations in the Cal Poly University Union.
Yogurt Creations, Yo-Cray as Cal Poly students have nicknamed it, gave out free yogurt to the first 200 customers that came to the event.
They also raffled off a new iPad. The event included live music and a speech from co-owner John Bolton.
This is the franchise's second location in San Luis Obispo. You can see the full story on mustangnews.net.
Thanks for watching our weekly half-hour broadcast of Mustang News. You can watch us on Charter Channel 19, Campus Channel 2, and UHTV Channel 7.
You can also find constant broadcast coverage on mustangnews.net. We're leaving you with some video Louder Space playing this weekend at Slow Brew. Have a great day, Cal Poly.